Dude, you've been amazing today. I've got a few more questions I want to ask you before I let you go. This question is like, what has been a lesson you wish you learned earlier in life? Like, is there a lesson that you learned recently that you're like, I wish I learned this one earlier?
I think being unapologetically honest with what you want.
Mm.
And that goes across the board. I was trying to think of something that kind of across the board. If you can communicate your truth and not worry so much about how somebody's going to react to what you say. Because a lot of times the fear of how somebody's going to react to what you really want to say is what stops you from saying it sometimes. And you find another way, or you put it off, or you don't say it, and maybe the situation doesn't change, and you get frustrated and upset with why this thing doesn't change, because you kind of maybe might not have said it the way you wanted to say it, and I think there's a way to be unapologetically and still be respectful and speak your truth. If I think I would have done that earlier,
well said, yeah.
I would have been further along in relationships that I have with people I care about, and not intimately. I mean across the board, work relationships, business, family, female friends, whatever it may have been. I think being honest with where you stand and how you feel, it's really giving another person an option and opportunity to be as honest with you. And whatever your fear of that is, of that outcome, is never really as big as what you make it up to be. It's really not that. So I would say maybe just being honest and living with the results. And tomorrow is not promised to anyone, but time will move on. You will move past it. And if tomorrow never comes, at least you can know that you said what you needed to say.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that I feel like earlier on, if I had that, might have been better.
Yeah, that's a thoughtful answer. I was thinking when you were saying that, it's like we're so scared of our honesty hurting someone, not realizing that us holding back our honesty is hurting them even more and longer term.
It is.
And it's a hard one, because when you have to be honest, it makes you look worse. It makes you feel bad. It makes that person feel bad. It gets messy on so many levels.
But what if that person needed to hear it?
Yeah.
What if that person never heard that note or that thought or perspective, and then they go on in life, continuing to, move and act and speak in a way without that, you're doing almost a disservice. It goes back to like knowing, if you know better, you got to do better, right?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that kind of maybe speaks to like a bigger thing with me of like wanting to just be better and wanting people around me to be better and grow.